Hi, my beautiful grandchildren. It's been a little while since I've done a book for you because I wasn't well, and now it's time to keep it going again. And Granny's feeling so much better. So this book is called You're Snug with Me, and I'm borrowing books from the library now. So I chose this book because I really like the artwork on the cover, and I thought it looked really pretty. And then I read the blurb on the back and I thought, oh yeah, this sounds really good. And it's a story about winter, and we're in winter right now. It's a bit cold. So let's go. So it's called You're Snug with Me by Chitra, Soundar and Poonam Mistry. I hope I'm pronouncing those names right. When willows turned crimson, Mumma Bear dug into the snowdrifts not far from the sea. She made a den just big enough for her to turn over and waited for the falling snow to seal it shut. There she is in the den, and she's going to hibernate. As the cold set in, she gave birth to 2 bear cubs. They couldn't see or hear anything yet, but they soon grew. Hush, whispered Mumma Bear. You're snug with me. There she is with her 2 bear cubs. As winter turned colder, the cubs explored their frozen den. Mama, what lies beyond here? They asked. Above us is a land of ice and snow, said Mumma Bear. The cubs shivered. Don't be afraid, said Mumma Bear. The drifts bring us hard snow so we can safely walk this land. All the snow icicles. They're so pretty, aren't they? They're art, works of art just by themselves. Turn the page. Can we wander where we please? Asked the cubs. Only where the land will let us walk, Mumma Bear replied. But hush now. You're snug with me. Oops, I forgot to show the picture. As the nights grew longer, the cubs turned restless. What lies beyond the ice and snow? They asked. Beyond the snow is the ocean, said Mumma Bear. It's full of ice from long ago. The cubs shuddered. Don't be afraid, said Mumma Bear. As long as the ice stays frozen, we will never go hungry. And if you have a look, on this page, the illustrator has actually got a crab and sea stars, jellyfish, lots of fish and other different sea creatures. I wonder if that's a whale. Will the ice melt? Asked the cubs. Only if we don't take care of it, Mumma Bear replied. But hush now. You're snug with me. Just love the colours of these illustrations. As the snow fell harder, the cubs grew curious. Will it always be dark? They asked. It is dark because we are far from the sun during the winter months. The cubs trembled. Don't be afraid, said Mumma Bear. The earth dances on her toes, and when she tilts, our nights will get shorter and spring will return. cubs are getting a lot bigger there. And look, there's the talking about the seasons. She has never faltered in her steps before. But what if the earth falls down? Asked the cubs. And Mumma Bear said, what if she has never faltered in her steps before? But hush now, you're snug with me. Can see the sun, can see earth, can see stars and planets and all sorts of wonderful things in the space scene here. As the lights dazzled in the polar sky, the cubs wondered about the world outside. Will we be alone on the snow? They asked. We're never alone in this world, said Mumma Bear. We share the land with foxes and snowshoe hares. Whales and seals and walruses swim in our seas. Terns and geese fly through our skies. The cubs gasped. Don't be afraid, said Mumma Bear. We are the biggest and bravest of all the creatures on the ice. We should only take. Oh, well then, is everything ours then? Asked the cubs. We should only take what we need, replied Mumma Bear. But hush now, you're snug with me. It's Mumma Bear and her cubs. And Mumma Bear's really being a bit of a teacher, isn't she? As icy winds swept across the land, the cubs imagined their life above the ground. Will you stay with us always? They asked. Only until you're ready to be on your own, said Mumma Bear. The cubs whimpered. Don't be afraid, said Mumma Bear. I'll teach you everything I know before I leave. What if we don't want to be on our own? The cubs asked. You'll find a friend when you need one, Mumma Bear replied. But hush now, you're safe with me. They look very comfortable together, don't they? Outside, the nights had shortened a little. The air smelled different. Mumma Bear knew it was time to welcome spring. She squeezed out of the den and rolled in the snow to freshen up. Maybe that's kind of like a bear's shower. The cubs peeped outside. Everything around them sparkled bright. Don't be afraid, called Mumma Bear. They clambered up, slipping and stumbling on the snow to reach her. Oops, crash. When Granny was in the snow, Granny nearly slipped a couple of times. Mumma Bear watched her cubs take their first steps on the snow and whispered, You're snug with me. And so here is a letter from the author to say why she wrote the book. She said she wrote the book to show the wonders of our polar lands. This is where we find the pristine white snow, the trembling blue sea, and the shimmering green and pink of the northern lights. Granny wants to see the northern lights. This is where we find the majestic polar bears, the largest land carnivores. Did you know that polar bear cubs are no bigger than guinea pigs when they are born? Although the Arctic is very cold, under a layer of fat under the polar bear's skin is called blubber, and it keeps them warm. Polar bears have black skin to soak up the heat from the sun, and their hollow fur only appears white because it reflects light from the snow. In fact, if polar bears were made to live in hot climates, their fur would grow algae and turn green. This book is more than a story about Mumma Bear and her two curious cubs. Like their young cubs, I hope that you and other children who read this story will understand that the natural world is only our home. Even if we are the mightiest predator of the planet, we don't live alone and should only take what we need. I hope this inspires you to be curious about where you live and with whom you share these lands, skies, and oceans. And above all, I hope we can all work together to care for this awe-inspiring planet that is called our home. From Chitra. And that is the story of You're Snug with Me. I hope you liked it. I really enjoyed reading it to you. So I'm going to read another story now, but I'll upload it next week. And I'm going to try and keep on top of my promise to read you a story a week. I love you very much. Bye.